like find or anything like traditional school does?
Domain. I'll start with domain. They give you a picture. It's called a function. This picture, I guess I'll just show it. You catch the pattern. With your highlighter, we're going to highlight the X line. Where are we going to highlight the X line? If I could draw a box around this picture, where the where the picture begins is where I'm going to start highlighting the line, and where the picture ends is where I'm going to end highlighting it. What does that mean? Well, this picture kind of begins at -1, but on the X line is where I'm going to highlight it. I'll do it. You watch me and see if you get what I'm doing. The picture's going to end at a +1. That's where the picture starts and stops. So if I were doing this thing, what we did, well, I'll do whatever color. You choose one color. So if I'm drawing the color of the domain, boom, I just did the domain. If someone says, please highlight the domain, I just did it. Domain is this picture that goes from left to right. It starts somewhere. It starts at -1, it looks like. And it goes, and then it stops at +1. So what is the domain? I'm going to put two numbers. -1 and +1. Where it begins, where it ends, always going from left to right. That alone is half the class. The range of the other half, you may thank me later. Yeah, midnight, I'm up thinking about this. All right.
Doesn't say 1.
Yeah, -1, 1. Here's the other part that's a little tricky. Yeah, I'll do the other tricky part. Oh, I hate to have you start thinking about something else already, but here goes. We have to put parentheses around these ones, but there are two styles of parentheses that we put. Either we put those two guys, regular old parentheses, or we put a bracket. The question you need to know about, okay, so when do I use the round guys, when I use the square guys? The square guys we use if there is a dot that's colored in. The round guys we use if there's a dot that's not colored in. There's an open circle. The round guys are easier to find because as long as there's no circle, it's automatically a dot. So you don't, open circles is going to be obvious if you look around the thing. So open circles are here, no open circles, open circles, and then sometimes open circles overlap the closed circles. So here's what I'm going to say. If you know where it begins and ends, most of the time on a standardized test, you'll be able to choose the correct answer. They usually aren't trying to fool you with, hey, did you put the square guys or the rounded guys? So if this part here is confusing, but this part here is good, then you are good. But here's what I'm going to do. I'll ask, on the left side, next to the -1, am I putting in, let's try this so I can have it. So at least the people who need to know, they can already have like something to look at. Let's do this here. You are open circle. You are colored in. So for the -1, am I putting a round guy or a square guy? Round. Round. He's an open circle. Now sometimes this rule won't hold, but most of the time it will. The +1, round guy or square guy? Brackets. All right. Take a look at it, see if you're confused. If you're not confused, that's it. If you already knew this before you came to class, you're going to get a free credit for this class, even though you still have to pay with time. The school gets paid by how much time you spend. Well, traditional school gets paid by how much time you spend there. Option for you gets paid by a student, by the attendance you sign, saying that you were at home studying from 4 to 6 hours, which we know some of you were not, but whatever. That's what that signature means when you initial. The other thing that we get paid is the packet that you turn in. So you turn in a packet this month. Just to do the range, here it comes. I'm going to go red, even though I know what we did before. Here's all I'm doing. I'm going from the bottom of the picture all the way to the top of the picture on the Y. That's all the range is. So have you heard domain and range and it was tricky for you? Today is your lucky day, because I'm the kind of teacher who, I don't want to teach you the real stuff. I want to teach you what makes it easy for me. If I would get it right on a test, what is it that I know that lets me get it right on the test? Now here's the beauty. You always start from least to greatest. What's the smallest number on the range, please? Is it a -1, biggest number? I can't read mine. Is it a 5? Always start with the numbers, smallest to greatest. Then after that, you just have to decide, is it a rounded guy because it's an open circle, or is it a square guy because it's a closed circle? That's domain and range. That's what I was supposed to take 2 hours to teach you, and now I taught you in at least 5 minutes, and now I get to mess around for 15 more. All right. We're going to still do some more because they won't all be that easy. I started with an easy one so you can feel good inside. I'm going to do second easy, 22, so you can still feel good inside. And then I'll mess around with 24. No, let me do all the easy ones because, again, we'll let the hard ones be hard when it's time. So here we go. I'm doing rounded on the left. So I'm like, how does he know that? There's an open circle. Where it ends, there's a close. Eventually, I'll teach you the inequality version, which they do use sometimes, and you need to know it. But for now, let's just get it one way. When Tim teaches it, the tutor, kids come back, boom, they're putting this thing down. So I'll use Tim's version, and then we'll do the other. All right, let's do another easy one. How about this guy here? Highlighter. Let's do the domain on this guy. Domain I'm doing in green. Now, because my picture has an arrow, anybody know what that arrow means on the picture? On the function? We'll call it function. Yeah. Keeps going on and on forever and ever to the right. So you could draw your line over that way, but you'd be nuts, you'd be crazy. That'd be good to know you, because I don't know people who are crazy. But I would say I get to know you. So, where does it start? It starts at, someone say where it starts, please? Someone different? Someone tell me where it ends. 7 is close. Doesn't end. How do we write that in math talk? We use the infinity symbol, which is like the number 8 lying on its side. Now, never ending is sort of like an open circle. It's an open conversation. So you need to know never ending gets a round guy, black dot. I hope it's not confusing. I hope it feels okay.
Is it for every infinity sign? It's always going to have the round?
Yeah. And that's what I was saying. Normally it's the open dot, closed dot thing that you have to think about in terms of square or rounded. But then there are a few extra pieces where they're going to try and mess with you. All right, so we have our domain. Let's see if we can get our range. Hey, that's Jacob, old school. What's up, Jacob? He reminds me of the guy from the movie,
Come on in, Jacob.
what was that movie with the boy, AI, is a flop for Steven Spielberg. What's the guy's name? Who was the guy in? I can't remember his name.
Don't be shy.
In any case, here goes. This arrow, which seems to be leaning to the right, technically, since it's going uphill, it would still continue to go uphill forever. Like this guy's going uphill, so here comes my range. Now the hope is that we'll do 1,000,000 of these, and you'll get used to them, even though they're going to try and mix it around. All right, so on your paper before I write, please write down your 2 numbers for the, for your range. Write down the 2 numbers for your range, and even try to put the square. Don't write in pen if you're not sure. That way you'll be able to erase. Domain and range will continue from unit 1 all the way up to at least unit 9. So if you become good in domain and range, like you're guaranteed free points on every single test. I've taught it before, never quite like this, where it's clear. I feel like it's clear to me, it's clear to them. Hopefully, someone who hasn't answered, let's do this. Yeah, if you haven't answered, someone tell me what the first number is going to be. We're at the low end of the red.
-1.
-1. Someone else who hasn't answered. What's the second part? Say it again. 3 is close. Infinity arrow means you go on and on forever and ever.
So whenever there's an arrow, it's always going to be a...
You know there's going to be an infinity symbol on number 17 somewhere. On number 23 is going to be an infinity symbol, actually 2 infinity symbols on number 23. No infinities on 24, no infinities on 22. 20 is like just weird, but whatever. So there we go. What am I doing here? The 1, there's a dot. Infinities always get a round thing. So look at it, see if you're confused. All right, let's see if we can do one more easy one, do 2 hard ones, and assign the rest for homework? Yeah, we'll see who the good kids are and who the bad kids are. How about that? Look, watch this, watch this. It's sort of unfair. Let's say you would come to class tomorrow. Well, you do your homework tonight. But today's Wednesday. You come to class on Monday. That's a Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 5 nights. Well, most people aren't going to do it tonight, though. I recommend always try the homework, a little bit of it, the night of. If you wait till Sunday night, you're going to forget most of it. Do like 2 problems tonight if you're not going to do them all, and then we'll go from there.
Do
So-
all that side? Does this whole side?
Yeah, I got to figure out. Well, yeah, let me see how hard they get. Let me do one more easy one. Here comes 22. Domain. Let's do domain on 22. He's red. He's green. Domain. He goes from here all the way till the whole thing ends. Technically, what you're doing with domain and range is if you could collapse the thing onto that line, where would it hit the line? If there's a shadow, I'm going to highlight my range, but I'm not going to put in the numbers. You put them in. I'm going to highlight my range, the lowest point to the highest point of the picture. Max, do me a favor, push that door for me, please. Domain and range. Now, on your test, oftentimes the question will be worth 2 or 3 points. If you highlight your domain and range, but you don't put any numbers, I'm willing to give you at least one of the points. You haven't answered the question. But the fact that I know you know what domain is and what range is in different colors, I'm willing to give you one of the 2 or 3 points. Do me a favor, put in numbers. Check with your neighbor and see if you guys get the same numbers and the same bracket square things. And then Max, I'll be your partner. I'm going to come back there in a second. This is the last easy one. I'm going to see if I can pick 2 hard ones and then see what happens to us. 17 is popular, so got to do 17. I'm going to do something 24, they wouldn't just know that, and 21. 24 is going to add the letter U in the problem, the letter U. U is the space between these 2 tables. When something discontinues and then he picks up later, we need something connected. The letter U is what we're going to use to connect it. Hopefully you compared your thing to someone else. I'm not even going to put mine up. I'm going to hope that either both of you got it right or both of you got it wrong. But you depend on each other on that one. And I check Max and check hers. The next one I'm going to do is 17. If you want to try 17, you can. I'm going to do 21, but let me say something about 21. The hint on 21 is this. If ever there is an empty circle above a filled-in circle, the filled-in circle wins. In other words, if I were to slide this up, it would fill in right there. And I think here, it looks like it's broken, but I'm going to say that this part is connected. If there are 2 empty circles, then it really is an empty circle. This one, 21, is going to be tricky. 17 you should be able to do. 17, tricky, you can try it. 24 is really going to be weird, and that's going to be it. Those I'm just going to put on the board and see what you know. I'm going to check sums in a moment for the easy one so far. Which one was I having us do? 22. Was it 22? Where's your James? It looks like it was done. And we're using an asset and the here at this number. And here's this number. With the green, go from left to right, put those 2 numbers, and orange from top to bottom. Do those 2. All right. Let's do 3 more so that you can see where you are. But first, we'll get some thumbs on the easy one. Let's try. They'll have an easy one on the test. It'll probably look like I like 22-ish, 18-ish. They might go hardcore and go 17-ish. They won't do all these extra super guides, but I want you to be so good that you could do them. But let's say they put 18 on the test. No. Say they put 22 on the test. Thumbs up. I feel good. I think I'm going to get it right. Thumbs down, like, I'm going to have to guess on that one. In between, it's like, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Show me thumbs. They put 22 on the test. I feel good about it. Not so good. And in between, show me thumbs. That way I kind of know what's in the room. Too many thumbs down. I have to do something about it. Mediums and ups, I'm okay. Because in my test, you also get to use your notes at a certain time. The answer for this one here, so that you know, you started at a -4, and you went all the way over to a +4. The numbers are more important to me than the parentheses. Also, when you draw your picture, your line, it's where the picture begins and where it ends, not just the whole line, not just the whole line. What are the numbers for the range on that one, please? Somebody. Negative 2 and 2. It starts here at this 2, goes all the way up to that 2. All right, let's see what kind of brackets you're putting on this thing. The green starts square because it's colored in. Got that. Ends open, round. Oh, dang it. I'm not even recording. Oh, I am recording. Okay, that's good. All right, was I recording when I went back there to max?
Yeah.
All right, you just fast forward that part if you have to watch it. Then there's the green stuff. I just did the green. How about this guy? They're both, ooh. For the negative 2, round or square?
Round.
Round is a good answer. There's a better one. Yeah. The trick on this one is, and the top there's no open. Because the bottom where it meets, there's no open circle there, then it's good. Yeah, there's an open circle like in the middle of it, and that's how they try to get to be a little tricky. That's why the numbers matter to me, not this whole open close thing. Normally everything's closed, you get to use the squares and no big deal. Let's see, we're good there. Let's see if I can squeeze in 3 more by just doing them, and then thank you for your time. Here it comes. I'm going to do this one. Let me draw my picture, and you can put in the numbers, and you can put in brackets. This I'm doing the domain on number 21. Domain, the picture starts here. It goes here. Because they're right above each other, yeah, you get to keep going. Still there. The 2 circles are right above each other, so you get to keep going, no breaks. And it stops right there. I wish I could make my picture bigger so you can see. I started at a negative something and ended at a 4. I can't tell what that number is. At a 5. Negative 5, okay. Put in your numbers based on my picture. Now from bottom to top, let me see bottom to top. Bottom, I start here at the bottom of this U. Oh, there is a break. Okay, so the first real problem. I gotta jump up. All right, the first real problem. So there is a break in that red line. Nope, there's a break in it. All right, let's see some for real then. Here we go. Let's do green first because he's easy. Negative 5 all the way to 4. That's no big deal. Negative 5 all the way to 4. No big deal. Let's see. Right here on the negative 4, he's closed in, so I get to do a square. The whole thing ends on 4. It's an open circle. So I get to do round. No big deal. Here comes the red. The red, the first line is going to be, there are going to be 2 of these groupings. The first line goes from negative something to negative something. Anybody know what those numbers are?
Negative 4, negative 2.
Negative 4, this is my red, negative 4 to negative 2. That's my first red line. So it was broken. Now I go to my second red line. It goes from what to what? Negative 1 all the way up to something.
Negative 3.
Negative 1, comma, to positive 3. So I got 2 red lines, so I have 2 pairs of numbers. Hopefully that's not too tricky for somebody. I'm going to do my square and smooth thing on either of them. And in between the 2 groupings, I'm going to put the letter U. U, I think, is math for the word union. I'm going to combine these things. But let's just get our thing, then I'll put the letter U in between. And then we'll do that one last time on this one, and I'll thank you for your time. Here comes, see, at the bottom, there's no open circle, so you get to have a square thing. When I get up here to the end of my first red line, there is an open circle, but because a closed circle is on the same level, same line, closed wins. You'll get used to it, but even if you don't, I think I'm willing to give you the points on the test if you just put in the numbers where they go, the correct number, like the negative 4, negative 2, yeah, I give them credit. We'll teach them the square, smooth thing later. Because on a standardized test, they're not going to put the correct answer with the square and the smooth, and then an incorrect answer with the same numbers. Either it's going to be the numbers or not the numbers. This other guy, let's see, negative 3, you're an empty circle. And then up here at the very top, you're an empty circle. What do I put in between these 2 for the broken portion?
U.
Yeah, letter U for union. It's supposed to be like right on their level. It's not supposed to be floating in the air.
So it's like in the middle?
Yeah, let me see if I can do it in black right in the middle. Yeah, it's not supposed to be floating in the air. I'm going to do it one last time with 24. Your homework is going to be to attempt to do the domain range. Here comes this guy. Anyway, we're at the end. They made it. They learned a little bit about acne. They learned some words for division. There's my green domain and range. 2 green lines. Let me do 2 red lines. Red line. First red line. second red line. Write in the numbers. Write in the numbers. Now, unless they already did it. They already did it. All right, all right. But of course, you can shake your head yes. You did it for real? On 24? Do 24. 24 is the last one. I know you got places to go. Target's going to be open until 8 o'clock tonight. All right, whatever. Oh! All right, if you want to shop there. All right, fine. All right, let's get into the final answer, and then I'll thank you for your time. Here it comes. I'll just put them down. You write them down. Hopefully you got the same. Green. I had -4 to -1. -4 to -1. That's the first green. Second green is from 1 to a positive. Is that 5? I can't tell. 1 and a 5. Then you put my red.
5 to negative, or to 1. For the first one of the ring.
-5 to -5.
Oh, -5 to -1. And for the red stuff, the range, all the way down, is that a -4 to a -2?
Yeah.
And then the partner of above is a 2 to a 4. I'll just tell you whether it's rounded or not. Here we go, red guys. You are a square, and you are a square. How about you up here? Square and square. With a big U in the middle. And then the green guys. You are a square and a rounded open circle. You are a square and rounded open circle. Big U in the middle.